Hey everybody, it's William Narod here, the Paradise Guy. Thank you very much for joining me here today. We're on top of a building here in central downtown San Pedro, and we've got a very special guest with us today. His name is Peter Nolan, and he is an expert at helping people who live in Belize get healthcare coverage. I think you're going to find the information he's going to share with you today very, very interesting, so stay tuned. Thank you so much for joining us here today. My guest here is Mr. Peter Nolan, and Peter is known among the islands for lots of things that he does, a lot of volunteer efforts, but he's also known as the expert on healthcare here in Belize. So Peter, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Nice to be with you.
Thank you, thank you. So Peter, how long you been in Belize for?
It's 2008. I came in 2008. I came as to work originally for a couple of years on a contract as a president and CEO of an international offshore insurance company.
Okay.
And retired 2 years after when I finished the contract, and stayed, enjoyed it.
Fantastic. Well, you certainly have a lovely place here. Thank you for letting us shoot here at your rooftop deck.
Pleasure. Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So Peter, tell me a little bit about what kind of insurance products are available for a person living here in Belize.
Well, there's a myriad of insurances available, but the one that's more required is the medical insurance. So international medical insurance is something that people obviously need, especially if they're going to live down here for any length of time at all. So the international medical insurance is a little bit different than Americans are used to, for one instance, or Europeans, in as much as it covers them whilst they're outside of their home base, whilst they're overseas, whether they be on a contract for working, or in my case, they could be here in retirement, or like in your case, you could be down here working, right? So any of those scenarios can be covered by international medical insurance, and it's the same type of coverage that you would normally expect in your home country. That obviously varies depending on your age, your demographic, married, single, children, and so on.
Okay. What kind of exclusions would there be, or qualifications would there be for somebody who just arrived here in Belize and wanted to get coverage? What kind of hoops do they need to jump through? What kind of qualifications do they need to meet?
Well, first of all, the eligibility is up to age 74. So anybody up to the age of 74 is eligible to join most of these plans. Okay. Now I'm a broker, so I deal with not just one company, I deal with several companies. So there's different variants with different companies on their underwriting schedules with regards to what they will accept and what they won't accept. One of the things that affects a lot of Americans is pre-existing conditions. So if somebody does have a serious pre-existing condition, they probably won't get that covered, but they can actually get other things covered that are not related to it.
So just to clarify that, so it wouldn't exclude you from getting medical coverage, just that specific condition.
Correct. Would
be excluded.
Yeah. Now again, there's underwriting requirements on questions like that. Depends on the seriousness of what would be a pre-existing condition. Just to give you an idea, obviously a current cancer treatment, current patient under cancer treatment would not get the insurance. They would not just exclude it. They would want to know that they've come through it, they're at their different stages of the disease, or recovery up to 5 years. But after 5 years, once you're clear after 5 years, you usually will get coverage.
Now, is there a special network of doctors and hospitals that people use, or how does that work?
Yeah, one of the things about international medical insurance is it's what's called an indemnity plan. That means any doctor, any place, anywhere. It's the old style insurance that they used to have in the United States of a deductible 80-20 plan up to a maximum out-of-pocket limit, okay, which most US people are used to. Europeans are not so used to that, so I explain it the following way, that if you're choosing a $500 deductible plan, and that's what you have to pay before the plan kicks in, then the plan will pay 80% up to the next 2,000. And then after that it's 100%. So your maximum out of pocket would therefore be $2,500 for any incident. It doesn't make any difference. And then you're covered at 100%. Now, you don't have to worry about doctors or hospitals, because actually the plan pays the stated amount. It's an indemnity, which means it will pay the amounts of money that are stated in the policy. And our policies go and cover from up to 5 million or up to 8 million, and you have a choice of which one you want, obviously, and there's premium related to it.
So that brings up two questions. One is, what is your typical deductible? And secondarily, what are the maximum payouts for some of the plans that you're talking about?
Well, deductibles run from $100 up to $10,000. And obviously, the more skin you have in the game, the more deductible, in other words, you're willing to pay, the lesser premium you will pay. That makes sense.
Yes.
Okay, so you can choose from between $100 up to $10,000, and then your premium will be prorated according to how much you're willing to pay out of pocket yourself. So we do have a lot of, I cover from Argentina up to the borders of the United States. So pretty much Central and South America are where I do most of my business, right? And that's for anybody who's traveling in those countries. So the amounts, the limits that we will actually go up to will be amounts of a maximum amount of either 5 million or $8 million for any particular incident.
So $5 to $8 million.
5 to 8 million, which is more than enough to cover almost everything, you know.
Yeah.
So the actual limits of the policies are great. I mean, they're actually what it used to be. This is the way insurance used to be in the United States many years ago, before they introduced managed care in the United States, which is a whole different type of insurance. This is indemnity insurance. It guarantees to pay. So in Belize, if I could just address Belize, because we're talking in Belize, for instance, we have hospitals in Belize, we have private hospitals, and we have government hospitals in Belize. You can go to either of those and use the plan. It doesn't make any difference. The plan will pay whether you go to a government-run facility or you go to a private one. Most of my clients actually use the private clinics here.
Are there additional or special programs that are also available to expats?
Yes, there's obviously, you see I wear glasses. There's vision plans that can be added to it. There's dental can be added to it. There's life insurance, obviously. People abroad like to have life insurance. There are special coverages for scuba diving. We're in a scuba paradise, so we actually have coverages that take care of scuba divers. We also have marine insurance that cover yachts and boats and cruise. And that's actually a big part of our business here, is the marine insurance, because as you see, there's a lot of boats around here, there's a lot of cruise, there's a lot of scuba diving, there's a lot of activity on the water, so we do have extra policies that actually cover all of that.
Well, this is fantastic information, Peter. I'm sure that our viewers are going to want to learn a lot more about this, but tell our viewers why it's important to work with somebody like yourself who's actually a licensed broker, and what that even means down here in Belize.
Well, I'm actually licensed and bonded in the United States, obviously. Florida is my home base when I'm not here. And what's important about that is that the carriers, in other words the insurers that I deal with, know that they're actually dealing with somebody who's obviously professional. I've been doing this for 41 years now. So you develop an expertise when you're in it that long and that length of time. I've been doing this all over the world during those years, and as a licensed and bonded individual, you are responsible and you have a fiduciary responsibility to the patient or the client that you're dealing with, and also the insurance company. And the insurance company likes it because you act as the middleman between them and whatever is happening to their particular client. And when it becomes obvious that you need my service is usually the time that insurance is really needed, and that's the time of a claim. Now, what I do for my clients is I interject when it comes to them using the plan, getting the payouts and claims ability. And I view all the companies that I deal with on their claims paying ability. And there's a scale on that, just like there is with banks and everything else, you know, the A+ ratings and so on. We have the same ratings for the insurance companies, but we also have it for their claims paying ability. And I only deal with claims paying abilities above the 90 percentile. I don't deal with any carrier or any insurer that cannot meet its claims at 90+%. Anything less I don't deal with. So we actually have a very good claims record, and that's the reason that you actually need somebody like me to be able to make sure that your claims get dealt with properly, that your services are provided adequately, and you're not calling up somebody in India to get an answer on what you should do next. You're actually calling me.
Fantastic. Well, that's amazing stuff, Peter. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I'm sure our viewers are going to have a lot more questions, and they're going to want to get in touch with you. If you have any questions about health insurance while living abroad or even traveling abroad, please feel free to go to my website. It's www.paradiseguide.com. Look under the resource section. I'll have links there to Peter's website where you can actually enroll. He'll also have his contact information there, so you can contact him should you have any questions. And of course, if you have any questions about anything you've seen here on my channel, feel free to contact me. My name is William Narod. I'm the Paradise Guy. Cheers.